Making new friends as an adult is hard. Let's get into this topic of the app Bumble BFF. So I have moved around a lot over the years, and it's not new to me to have to go out and make friends, but for some reason in some cities it seems harder than others. And so it was actually very interesting to me that the very popular dating app Bumble actually eventually came up with a feature that allows you to meet not just romantic partners, but also possible lifelong best friends forever. So just to summarize how it works for those of you who are new to the app, it's like most other dating apps today where you create a profile, you log in, other people have created their profile, and you're able to swipe left and right on people that would be potentially good matches as a friend. So you put in a description of yourself, who you are, what you like to do, and what you're hoping to find on the app in terms of friendship. The friends that I talk to that have used this app, it seems like all of us have similar experiences. For me, I've actually met friends on there and been successful. However, there are a lot of times when I've found it frustrating while using the app, but I've learned different strategies that make it less intimidating and less of a hard process. These are the 4 ways to successfully make friends using Bumble BFF. Number 1, whenever you match with a person, be the first one to start the conversation. I've learned this over time that people are really afraid to be the first one to initiate a conversation. Why? They think that it will come off that they're desperate for friends or that there's something wrong with them and that's why they're trying so hard to make friends. But the reality is, if 2 people match on the app and neither of these people start a conversation, then how are any of them going to make friends? So if you find yourself in that position where it seems like you're at a standstill, the other person isn't starting the conversation, you can go ahead and be the one to do it. Because after all, what is really the worst that could happen? Well, they don't reply. And yes, that might hurt and sting your ego a little bit, but you'll end up right back where you started, which is that you didn't have that person as a friend anyways, and that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. So start the conversation. I've had many successful instances where I was the one who just sent a hello or a wave or whatever it is, and I ended up meeting that person and we really connected and became good friends. So you'll never know if you never try, basically. Number 2, when you do start having conversations, be sure to respond within the same day or at least even the next day. So we all get busy. I know myself, I'm working most of the day, but what happens is if you finally do start that conversation and there are these large gaps of time where neither of you are communicating with each other, one person or another might get offended or might start thinking, oh, does this person actually want to engage in conversation with me? It's hard to know because you haven't met the person yet, what's actually going on in their lives, and we might start building stories in our head of why the other person might not want to be friends with us. And so this creates weirdness that's hard to come back from oftentimes. Number 3, after no more than 3 to 4 exchanges, go ahead and make plans to meet each other in person. All my friends and even me can tell you, this is one of the most annoying part of using these apps is waiting to actually initiate in-person plans. You're talking about X, Y, and Z. Maybe a few days pass and you reply, then another few days pass and the other person replies. And then all of a sudden you've established maybe a solid pen pal relationship. And if that's what you're looking for, that's fine. But I know that's really not what a lot of people are looking for. So again, if the other person doesn't initiate the conversation to meet up for coffee or whatever it is, you be the one to do it and see what they say. And this brings me to number 4. Don't take lack of responses personally. So again, it's really difficult when you're trying really hard to make in-person friends and you finally connect with someone through a match and you finally start the conversation and you're finally going back and forth, and then all of a sudden the person ghosts you. Yes, this doesn't just happen in romantic relationships or romantic online dating, but through platonic friendship building online as well. People ghost all the time. And the key to making friends on Bumble BFF is not to take the lack of responses personally. Well, why shouldn't you take it personally? That's because, again, you don't know what's going on in the other person's life. You don't know if they had a hard day or if they're emotionally drained or whatever is going on in their head. Don't think it's a sign that they didn't want to keep up a friendship with you. Just know that there's something going on with them that was out of maybe you or their control. More importantly, you don't want to take lack of responses personally, because then anytime someone ghosts you once, all of a sudden you're going to want to give up on the app, or you're going to want to stop your conversations with all of the other people that you potentially could have good friendships with, because you'll get discouraged that thinking that why don't people want to connect with you or build that friendship with you? And again, oftentimes it's not even personal. Everyone has their own things going on. And so it's important that you just keep your focus on your goals, which are meeting new people, creating new friendships, and just keep moving forward. Bumble BFF is just one of the many ways to make friends, and you have to think about it that way. Like, this is not your last resort. There are plenty of other things you can do to build and make friendships when you're moving to a new city, or even if you're a long-time resident of a new city, but for whatever reason you want to make those new friendships. There are plenty of things you can do. So keep that in mind and do not get discouraged by any means. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I felt like this was a very important topic to talk about, because a lot of us let our fears and our insecurities stop us from making friends and doing things, building connections and socializing. So I hope this video helped, and I would love to see you on the next one. Bye.